Your boy Locky is back. Ooh, the throat's hurting. Got slightly rezzed up there for a sec. All right. Your boy's back from Ottawa. Me and the wife. The throat's a little sore, so I'm going to do my best to talk as best as I can. But me and the wife got back from Ottawa probably around 5 or 6, and it was sick. It was a good time. We didn't do too much, obviously, with the whole COVID shit, but it was fun. I'll let the more people roll in, then we'll talk about UFC Vegas 21 very shortly. But yeah, it was fun. For some reason, I just couldn't sleep Saturday night. So I ended up watching the card like 4 a.m. to like 7 a.m. just on my phone in silence, in wife next to the bed, in bed next to the wife when she's just KO'd. Yeah, it was cool. Next day we just grabbed some food, but we pretty much so I had for my foodies out there. I'm a big shawarma guy. I love me some shawarma. Shout out to anybody with the shawarma addiction like me. But apparently Ottawa is the shawarma capital of the world, or at least the country. Probably not the world, definitely the country. And the first spot that I had was this place called Three Brothers, and God damn did it suck. It was so bad. The meat was so ugh. They even like the big thing about shawarma spots, if you are a shawarma head, it's usually the sauce. It's always the sauce. Like that usually distinguishes people. And then sometimes it's the chicken. There's like out of the 2 spots that I go to normally, they have like the best chicken I've had out of any shawarma spot. So that was dope. But yeah, the shawarma there was so bad that night that I had it that it just made me sick. I didn't even want it anymore. So me and my wife and pretty much just kept going to Zach's Diner. Um, and yeah, it's dope. It's just like diner food. It was that's pretty much what we did for like, from Friday night till this morning for breakfast. But yeah, we just walked around a lot, relaxed, unwinded. It's fun. It's kind of like a celebration for the news that I dropped the other day. Um, that's what it's for. And then the wife was going through some stuff too, so we just that's our happy place. The way that's pretty much what we call it, and I don't mind it either. It's like a small big city. Like there's no real traffic and it's not super dense, but it still feels like a city. And then obviously you got Parliament and all that shit. We stayed at the Fairmont, like the top class one. We felt like it was jokes. Like I didn't like dress up or anything about it. I'm fucking road trip is like 4.5, 5 hours. So I'm not gonna come out decked out and like they got like chauffeurs and shit. Like it was weird as fuck. I probably wouldn't go again. I wouldn't spend that money again. I'd rather go to like there's one that we went to last time called Saint Germain or Le Germain or something, and that was a good one. Slightly cheaper than the Fairmont, but like still high quality. So yeah, that was good. Yeah, I just got back today and then started catching up on the fight. So I haven't done. I said I was going to watch the Cop and Nicolau round 3. Maybe I'll do it live with you guys after we talk about the event a little bit. But I thought that fight, we might as well start off with that fight. That's the only bet that I had that night because the Leon Edwards play got no contested. So I had 1 unit on Nicolau plus 114. Honestly, on first watch, I thought I was going to lose that one day. Went to the judges. I thought Cop had round 2 and round 3. I think it was. Sorry, round 3 was definitely the swing round. So I want to watch that again. I will do that probably live soon on this stream. So yeah, happy to come out with the dub there. Let's just go through the rest of the card real quick, and then I'll get to the comments section. Wit, Summersburger, and quickly. I was leaning heavily on the under 2.5 there. Not sure why I didn't pull the trigger. That's like, damn. Yeah, for the Patreon people, they saw that it was like one of the close to bets. My close to bets went 3-0. Again, those aren't tracked or anything like that, but like with this going back to old school lock of the night style, I'm only making like 2 bets a card. Lock and I play, dog and I play. That's it. Clean, tidy, on and on. Like, let's go back to what I wanted this to be to begin with. I ain't this cute, sharp ass handicapper. I know that, but I know I can call my minus 180s up to minus 350s, hitting at an 81% clip. So let's focus on that. Let's leave the other sharp shit to other people. And then obviously a dog. I feel like I'm a good dog caller as well. All right, let's keep moving on. Hack Price against Garcia. Garcia looked good in that first round. Hack Price, second and third round looked better. I think that was one of the better performances we've seen from a fighter that was on his back foot the entire time. And he was landing good shots. Like, he was remaining active enough. So Garcia almost Diego Sanchez that fight, if you guys know what I mean. Now Cop versus Nicolau. Again, I'll go through round 3 soon with you guys. Gavin Tucker versus Dan Ige. Yeah, Tucker, like, that's why I kept saying on most of my breakdowns and on the shows that I was doing last week, I want to see Tucker survive a couple more big shots. And Ige is a big puncher. What was Ige TKO? Oh my God, plus 500. Oh, that was so lazy on my end. That was so lazy on my end. Especially if I had questions about Tucker's chin still. Fuck. Circuit off span, I was playing around with saying fight doesn't start round 2, which was minus 125. That was a solid spot. These guys went to war quick. Jinyu Fry. So on my actual podcast, I picked De Paula, and then halfway through the week, I got access to the Carnelosi and De Paula fight, and that just further cemented that she struggles against girls that can bring it to her like that, and Fry is capable of that. So on propping you up, I actually talked about changing my pick and making it Fry, but I didn't officially bet it, so that's the shitty part. Aldridge was close to being my lock of the night play, but I'm not sure why you know what? I felt like Edwards was dealing with less opposition than what JJ was. Definitely near that water. Jordan Rojo, that was a fun fight. Sad they didn't get fight of the night, but hopefully they got chipped off something. I'm still not comfortable playing Jordan, in the minus 200s. I like the kid, think he's talented, but like, that fight still shows us that maybe somebody better than Rojo can give him more trouble. Hani Yaya, again, was one of my lead guys for Lock the Night plays. Yeah, I should have fucking went with that. Again, Yaya inside the distance. Another one of those bets that I just almost made, close to making. Yoder Hill played out how it should have played out then. I did overestimate the improvements that Yoder was making, but I didn't go back to the well this time and better again. So dodged a bullet there. Stuart Anders, that was unfortunate. Looked like Anders was getting the better of them there. Martinez busts a bunch of parlays and reminds people that, like, it doesn't matter if they're minus 200, minus 300, whatever the fuck it is. Like, it's even this year, I put a tweet out. I think there are 23 and 17 heading into this fight or in this card. And on this card, favorites between minus 180 and minus 350 went 4 and 2. So it still is around like a 58% hit rate. But basically what I'm saying is it's not that easy to just pick a lock of the night play. Just saying. Slow and steady. Lock of the night, old school ways. Let's go, baby. And then, speaking of lock of the night, Leon Edwards, that goes to a no contest. I didn't think it was, intentional. I don't mind the fight being stopped the way that it was. Maybe they run it back. I don't see a reason to run it back, nor do I see a reason to give Leon Edwards Bilal Muhammad again or a title shot. So maybe somebody else at 170. And let Bilal go back to fighting his level and then maybe work back to this fight. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Let's see if there's some shit talkers on the chat. Manuel Galarza saying what up. Vegas 21 was wild for sure. Imagine trying to watch it next to your wife in bed on silent. Like when the Anders Stewart fight was announced, Herb fucked up and raised Anders' arm, and I didn't know whether that meant that Anders won or whatever it was, because I couldn't hear what the commentary was saying. So I had to wait to the end of the event to go and check the results because I didn't want to look up the results and get anything spoiled. But yeah, appreciate you, buddy. This is more of just a riff. I ain't breaking down shit. I'll do what I can for you guys here. True Bulldogs is saying locked and loaded. What's going on? Brando is here. What's going on? Evan Ooding was saying, what was your job that you quit? I worked in the MMA industry or the music industry. Sorry. A lot of like data management type of stuff, data entry, but it was working with mechanical licensing. So cool industry, but not as fun as it sounds after a while. It was doing just enough for me. And then, shit really started picking up over here. Thanks to you guys. You gotta switch to vaping. I have a pen, but I like hit my J just to wind down for the night. Did you catch up on Pride Vegas 21? I did. Oh, my man, what's good? We missed you on the after weigh-in Friday show. Yes. I snuck into the chat for a quick couple minutes, and then I got back out. But yeah, I literally got to Ottawa at like 9:30, so half an hour after the show started. And I was thinking about doing the show still, but from Ottawa. But I'm like, fuck it. Let's go vacay mode. When I told the guys in the chat, they're like, yo, just enjoy vacation, whatever. So all good. What do we want? Figgy versus Asgrove. What do we want now? Well, we gotta do Figgy Moreno, right? That's scheduled for June, I think. What's good, go? Thanks, Ned. Scott Shelvach was in the chat. Windsor's true shawarma capital of Canada. Interesting. I'd be willing to go down there for like a weekend and just try out different spots. Martinez Anders destroyed me. Ooh, yeah, Martinez. Now I'm hungry. Of course you are. Brunson, Big Mouth, Killer G is saying, yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm going to tape that. Tape for me starts tomorrow, and that's like the first fight I'm going to look into. He's more than likely going to be my dog play right there. Robot Chicken Wings got Brunson as well. Surprisingly, Davey Graham pulled that through. The funny thing about Davey winning that fight is the same combination that he knocked out Martin Day with. It's rip the body, rip the head, hook. And he's caught two guys in a row as a solid underdog. I don't remember what the line was for the day fight. Alex Ramirez is in the chat. What's going on, buddy? Tajik Bay saying you look well rested. Good for you. Back to the grind. Cop out struck him in the third. I'm thinking, fans, no problem with the decision, but I thought Manel took second and third. Yeah. On first watch, I thought Manel Cape won rounds 2 and 3. So I'll watch that back very short. I'll watch round 3. I'm pretty sure round 2 is pretty obvious for Manel. And even with the scorecards released, I think 2 judges gave round 3 to Nicolau. And personally, I didn't see it. And I had money on Nicolau. So I'm happy regardless. Big Mouth is sleeping Brunson. Unlike Edmund, he's already fought some good vets and held his own. Tiago, well, that was his first UFC fight. Jacare, is he more durable than Brunson right now? Can Brunson take that? But also, would Brunson find himself in a position like that? The guy has solid takedowns, and I don't truly believe in Holland's takedown defense. And Stewart. Yeah, the ending of the Stewart fight did not look good, especially if this is a 5-rounder. Who knows whose cardio is going to be better? Yeah, I can't wait to tape that one. Huge recency bias on Brunson being Shabazzian. To a certain extent, but he's still the dog here. I feel like if there was recency bias, he'd be the favorite. Like, they still consider Holland better than Brunson. Speaking of Brunson, he's been putting in work at Sanford MMA. Like, I follow Henry Hooft on IG, and his stories, like, every day. He could, like, charge for those. It's, like, just guys, high-level guys, sparring with each other. Luke Rockhold's down there now. Marc-Andre Barriot's there. Gilbert Burns. Derek Brunson. Like, there's a lot. Brandon Vera's there for some fucking reason. But there's a lot of big-name guys there. Crazy the amount of work they're getting in there. But yeah, I think Brunson, as a dog, he seems intriguing pre-tape. Edwards doesn't deserve a terrible shot. He looked helpless in the clinch against Bilal. Usman would destroy him. Yeah, I think Usman reigns for a while. Marcos Atoncor, you're the man. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you stopping by. I didn't accept it. Tajik Bey saying, I didn't accept Nicola had him covered everywhere argument wasn't accurate, but at least we're not down week over week on dozens of bets like some of the social experts, very well. Yes, yes. Appreciate you, Tajik. Bradsky is saying Gregory Gillespie lock of the night. Possibly. Possibly. Since you guys are joining me, I'll let you guys know what I put on the Patreon. My early lock of the night leans now. Again, this is no studying. This is all pre-tape leans. And it was tough to find, to be honest. I think this is a tougher card than we've had in the last little while. I'm warning y'all now. This is not the type of card to parlay. There are some very live dogs here. For my lock of the night early leans, I'm going Yanez, but I really got to dig into that one. I think Gustavo presents issues like we could have a Martinez and Davy Grant situation all over again. Griffin minus 196 against Kanan. I've never been the biggest on Kanan, so I feel like 165 on Griffin is a bit of a steal. So I hope to tape that one tomorrow. Gillespie already up to 235, minus 235. But I'm just so hesitant. Like I lock of the night played him against Kevin Lee. Obviously that hurt, but here I feel like he has such a giant, at least pre-tape, he should have such a giant grappling gap that my only concern is him getting knocked out. And again, it's a very low percentage thing for it to happen with Riddell. Let's look at Riddell's record real quick. Because honestly, I remember running tape on him when he first came into the UFC. And like I saw what people were hyped about it with him, but I still felt like there were some flaws. He beat Kanan Song on the regional scene, knocked him out. Let's see how many KOs he has. 1, 2, and so on by 3. So in his third MMA fight, he fought Kanan Song, who was 12-3 at the time, and knocked him out. 4, 5. Yeah, he hasn't knocked anybody out since May of 2019. I don't know, man. Is that going to be the anomaly for Gregor Gillespie, like the Ricky Simone and Uriah Faber, and there's been other ones. God, I feel like when I run the tape, I'm gonna be all over that. I feel like I'm gonna be all over Gillespie. Be like, yeah, he should be lock of the night. Yeah, we'll see. Time is not lying, man. When you said in one of the preview videos that DePaulo made Lipsky look good, it was like an epiphany for me, and I ripped a big one on Jinyu. Yes, sir. I'm glad that you took heed of that. Yeah. Yeah, DePaula lost to DePadua, and DePadua got like control fucked by Lipsky. And when's the last time you guys remember seeing Lipsky control fuck anybody? So that was a big red flag. And then I saw the Ariane Carnelosi fight. After that, I was like, oh, okay, I'll switch my pick to Jin, but I regret not officially betting it. Kung Dao Chicken is saying if Lee can KO Gillespie, Riddell is going to murder him. Possibly. How often? So let's just put it out there. We know that Gillespie's wrestling is high level, but he's fought some other guys that can crack. Like Vince Pichel can crack, beat him. Jason Gonzalez, big guy, he can crack. Glyco Franca can crack. Let me just see how many knockouts I had. I remember Franca being like a huge knockout artist at the time. At least finisher, yeah. So like coming off the Ultimate Fighter, beats Fernando Bruno, I believe, to win it all by rear naked choke. All of his wins on Brazil were wins via rear naked choke. Then he lost to James Vick. Then he lost to Gregor. And I think he got cut. Yeah, he got cut. Before that, knockout. Knockout. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm sketched out. Ben Peak, what's going on, dude? Hey, I just got home from work. Happy I got here on time. I will trust my gut next week. Yes, yes. For me personally, the night that I picked Wonderboy Thompson to beat Jorge Masvidal, that's the night that I gained the confidence to be ballsy with Wonderboy wasn't a huge underdog in that fight or anything like that, but people didn't believe he was deserving of being a minus 135 favorite. Like, that's a bad spot. Masvidal's gonna crash forward, not let him get comfortable, and he picked him apart. And that's what I truly believe. So I felt like one of those heavily faded favorites of the week, and I felt like I was on an island on Wonderboy, and it came through. That's where I believe I gained the confidence to be like, make my own reads, and then we'll, you know, either place a bet and then hear what people have to say. Just go with your gut. Good job, Ben. Riddell has solid takedown defense in his last fight against Alex De Silva. Yeah, De Silva and Gregor are miles apart in wrestling. Let's be honest here, brother. I'm a Riddell fan, but man, yeah, I think Gregor has probably the best wrestling in that division. I believe if it's 155. Yeah, it is 155, right? I don't know why I think he's 170. Yeah, 155. With Khabib gone now, yeah, he probably has the best wrestling. Gabriel Padilla, Locky, I appreciate you, gotta respect you and Clint. The most never changes up on us. For sure, I got you guys. I got you guys. Congrats on leaving the 9 to 5. Thank you, Chief. Wahoo! It's about fucking time. I'm so stoked. Like, the next 2 weeks are gonna go by so slow, but I will be a model employee and finish out my. Yeah, I'm working from home. It's not like I'm leaving my house to go to work for the next 2 weeks. But I'm looking forward to shed that, and then just changing up the style. Like, I think I'm gonna have to rename Locky Late Night because I don't know if I'm gonna be running these late night things anymore. Like, I want to get up early in the day. I want to, like, do some sort of exercise, go for a run, hit the bag, take the dog for a walk, have breakfast, and then get into tape studying. Do what I gotta do for the week, tape index update, whatever the fuck it is, and then chill in the evenings. Because I haven't been chilling in the evenings with the wife for the family or anything like that. So thankfully they're understanding. And I've finally gotten to the point where I'm like, don't need the 9 to 5, can dedicate that time to this MMA stuff and then be a human being again. That's what I'm doing. Big Mouth and GP Pies are my luck than air in the week. Ooh. I'm a little bit skeptical about both of those, actually. I lean the other ways on both fights pre-tape, but close fights. I'm a big JP Bays fan, but yeah, Bruno Silva, I think he's been getting overlooked. Manuel Galarza, Sucre dragged me across the calls. I had him on almost every parlay correction. I had him on every parlay. Ugh, that sucks. Ugh. When I made like my lottery parlays, I would put the under 1.5 in that fight. Thankfully, that paid off. But then Martinez fucked up everything. I should have taken the under 2.5 in that because I thought Martinez was going to finish Grant as well, and it would have covered Grant knocking out Martinez. But we live and we learn. Let's see. Thank you, man. No worries, Ben. One of my loyal supporters there. Bradsky saying Kevin Lee, Riddell, Gillespie, De Silva. Good point. Good point. Mr. Always for 20. What's going on, my dude? Oh, I miss you. Kung Dao Chicken, are you fading Leonardo Santos against Dawson? Drew's like 42 now. Dawson should be a way bigger favorite. My concern there is Santos is a legit black belt. Like, Dawson, more often than not, wins his fights by grapple fucking people. And Santos has deaded a couple people on the feet. So he has underrated striking. Dawson should win this fight, but I don't know if he should be this big of a favorite even. Like, look at it as a super young version of Ben Askren, who's a little bit more well-rounded and can just grapple fuck you, and, is live for subs here and there. But going up against a black belt, who again is 42, and Leonardo Santos. Fuck. Yeah, I lean Santos early there. Ben Eggs, 2 weeks. Yes, 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 yes. I should call this like the victory stream or something. Gabriel Padilla, I'm going to fade. Hi, Bam Bam Tuivasa, even though I like the guy. Yeah, I'm feeling that too. I lean downtown Maze as well. I think there's a ton of solid dogs on this card. Yeah. You know what? Let me throw in the cop fight, and let me see if I can give an accurate score of this third round. Because people seem to think that the judges were high when they scored that fight. I will confirm that for you guys after watching those 5 minutes. Pa, 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 pa. Main card. Turn off the commentary. All right. Let's see. I'll keep up with the chat. Don't worry, guys. Bradsky. How does a fight get decided to be a no contest or DQ at Anders? He's going to finish the order, or at least it was going in that direction. That was the exact same scenario as Sterling. Yeah. So it seems, from my understanding, the difference is what the intention was. And like the Yan one, it seemed very intentional. He knew he was down and he threw the knee. That's intentional. That should be a disqualification. Anders, like he saw he was down too. I don't know. It's such a tricky situation. Like the rules are so fucked. Yeah, Kung Dao Chicken is on the point here because the ref warned Yan. You're right. So like there was verbal communication that this is illegal. You heard me say it, and it's legal. Whereas the Anders one, I gotta watch that one back again. Again, I watched it this morning on my phone. Like I gotta watch that one back. And he still threw the knee. Yeah, you're right. You like Riddell by KO. My early lean is Gregor, but like, let's not fall too quickly in love with, one knockout loss for a guy as talented as Gregor. Now that I'm thinking about it, right? Like this is a weird comparison, but Zaruk Adashev, right, gets starched by Tyson Am in his debut. Sorry. So Adashev gets starched, right? What's his next fight? Mudarji. Everybody goes Mudarji KO for sure. But that fight played out 15 minutes. He ate some shots, kept coming forward, ended up losing the fight, but still. Now, are we expecting Gregor, like just off of 1 KO, are we just going to completely write him off? I might be willing to take the risk on a guy that, again, I got to run the tape still, but I might be reading into the KO narrative a little bit too much myself. Again, shout out to AJ's MMA betting, my guy AJ Shulo, I believe is how you say his name. But he wrote that great article where he's like, we invest too much into the standing KO. Like the ground and pound KO is like, you can lean on that more because if you have a wrestler that likes to ground and pound and that's his way to get fights out of there, you can, get a TKO off that. But like, are we expecting Riddell to one punch KO him? Even though this guy's fought how many fights in the past, got hit how many times, and this one head kick. Well, yeah, we can't count out the skill of Gregor. And how old is he too? That would play a little bit of a factor into it. 33, so not too bad. He started fighting in 2014, so 7 years ago. Minio was 26, so he started late as well. Yeah, he's another level guy. Ben Peak, hey Lock, how often are you on the Discord with us recently? Oh, yeah. You should fix that. We have a decent community on there, people remaining active. I have a live event feed as well. So whenever the event's on, we just kind of chit chat in there if I'm not doing a stream or anything. But yeah, it's worth it. Jump on the Discord, trust me. Is Loki a good parlay piece for all upcoming bets? He seems like he beats Woodley soundly. Yeah, that's another one though where like the only thing holding me back is what if Luque gets knocked the fuck out? Like, but all we've ever seen from Woodley is just continuously backing up. At what point does he say, "Okay, this is do or die for me. I need to throw. I need to come forward a little bit more." But historically speaking, if he had any means or any more motivation than he had when he was going up against Colby Covington, I don't think he'll ever be that guy. I think he's just been heavily overrated throughout his career because he has just 2 bombs, and outside of that, if you're able to evade that, you can outwork this guy. Like, it's crazy that I got Usman at dog odds against him. Yeah, I think it was the Wonder Boy fights that really skewed people's view of him because he, like, won it against, like, such a great striker, but, like, if you yeah, it was such a weird fight. Both guys were just counter heavy there. Alright, let's see. And Peak, I think something that would help me moving forward is having MMA conversation with people on something like this. Yeah, hop, dude, fix it. We have some solid guys in there. They love talking all angles of the fights and shit. Come through. What did you think about Pure Yarn's legal neon? How do you see the much going? Cheers, Mitra. What's going on, Raman? Um, yeah, it's unfortunate. I hope they do a rematch, and if they do, like I think the odds are already out. The fight the first time was a pick 'em, and now in the rematch, Piotr Jan's like minus 250, and I completely understand. Yeah, I picked Aljo to win that fight. Obviously not in that fashion, but yeah, we saw how that fight goes, and yeah, if Aljo can't grapple him, which I don't think he will, considering what we saw, and there's no way he's going to beat him the way I thought he was going to beat him, which is stick on the outside, keep throwing, keep throwing, keep throwing. Like he gassed quick, and if he doesn't have the cardio to do that, I don't think he grapple fucks Yan here. So, Chris Nelson, how is Roman a favor of Giles? I'm a Dolidze fan, dude. I don't really think that highly of Giles, but I'm looking forward to getting into that one. Herman Newsom Freeman is saying you like Kevin Holland. Like, no, I actually lean Brunson. I have to do the tape still, but I lean Brunson there. Big Omega, hey Lock, I changed up my betting ways to traditional ways of picking your spots and had a plus 9.1 unit night. That's a dope spot. Gonna start tracking. Oh, also cost that dog night play to extend the lead, hopefully. Nice. Let me just take a quick peek at it and see. Are you in the 25 or the 100? You're in the 25. So what did you have? Oh, yeah, you sniped that line too. I was like, there's no way this guy got plus 170 for the under 2.5 in the Witt Semmelsberger fight. And yeah, I went through it and yeah, you fucking nailed it, dude. That's a big hit. I don't think anybody came near to plus 170. My man Jay Schleicher in 6th place had 2 units on Fry at plus 170, but you had 3 units at plus 170. Crazy line. Crazy line. Yeah, nothing else big. Ooh, Grant, 3 units. My guy bet for food, plus 275 on Grant. I'm not sure how much that would improve his chances of toppling you. Yeah, you should be doing well. Peace out, brother. Peace out. What's your early take on the main event? Eileen Brunson. Like, I think he could grapple fucking here. I think that Holland is overrated, honestly. But I gotta run the tape. I gotta give the man his respect. I can't be so biased. Do you still see McGregor as an upper line elite fighter, still with a few minor adjustments? Yeah, like he'll still beat the top 10 guys. Now he just has to pick and choose his moves. I think the best thing for him right now, Nate Diaz. Just do that fucking fight again. Get the trilogy over with. You can beat a middling fighter, make good money, dust your skills back up, and then come back against a higher level guy. Thank you, Big Zo. Appreciate it. Who would you like to see Islam fight next? Tony Charles. I think Charles is matched up with Benio. Or sorry, Tony is matched up with Benio. I would love to see Islam versus Kevin Lee, but Kevin Lee's just been losing recently too, right? He lost to Charles Oliveira. Yeah, I wouldn't mind Charles against Islam, but I think Charles wants a title fight. What do you think about the disrespect Stipe gets being the underdog against Ngannou, even though he dominated the first fight and is champ? Right there with you. And I might be hitting the Stipe inside the distance, maybe, but I will more than likely be betting Stipe as a dog there. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I've been telling people. If Willie was not motivated for Kobe, he's not going to put in the work for nobody. Exactly. Exactly. Which Georgian fighter do you think has the most potential to become champion or may stay in the division? I think Chikadze will always have a spot on the roster. Like I always think he's going to be good enough to, never have more than 2 losses in a row. But again, it all comes down to styles. Merab Dvalishvili. I think his style is just so crazy and hard for people to keep up with. I think he could be champ, but he's got to get rolling. He's got to get going. Is he Bengali? Are you talking about me? McGregor was hype elite. He can't even beat any elite fighters. He had a very meticulously planned rise to the top. Like, let's not forget, he got a title shot off of beating Dennis Seaver. I was there for that fight, but let's look at his run in the UFC. Fight Marcus Brimage, poor Marcus Brimage. Like in that stretch, I think he got beat by Garbrandt, Rivera, and Connor, and then got cut. Poor guy. But yeah, knocks him out in the first round. Okay, cool. Max Holloway, good win. Easy, like took the safe route and won. Knocks out Brandao, who has been chinny, I believe. Knocks out Poirier. Beats Dennis Seaver and then gets the title shot against Aldo, but then Mendes steps in on short notice right off the couch, has sipping a couple of Coronas, completely gasses out after round 1. Mendes does not normally gas, so he wins that fight by surviving. Then the Aldo fight couldn't go any better. 13 seconds, 1 punch. If that fight went any longer, how would it have gone? But he could have still knocked him out. I'm not going to completely count him out there. Diaz lost. He really learned from that one, right? Thought he could put away Nate. Nobody puts away Nate, except I think the most recent guy was Josh Thompson with the head kick. Couldn't do it, gets tired, gets choked out. Comes back with a better game plan, beats Diaz. And Diaz, middle of the pack guy. I have a lot of respect for Eddie Alvarez, but I think his style played right into Connor's. So that was a great win from there, too. I think that might be one of his best wins. Given the competition, you know what I mean? And how prepared they were. He obviously wrecks him. Cowboy, easy win. And then Poirier turns him away. I think it's going to come down to his next fight. Depending on how he does in his next fight, we can truly see if he truly was elite. Fender Jazz, hey, big congrats, Lock. The Friday Night Boys shouted you out. Yes, for sure. Love those guys. Love those guys. Add 20 units on Jardine, not to go the distance. Cast it with 29 seconds left. That's crazy, dude. I know a couple people in my Dogline Challenge had the under 2.5. Feel for those guys. Young Nasty, kind of irrelevant, but what are your thoughts on Bitcoin? I am not at all well-versed or versed at all in Bitcoin. I'm the worst person to ask about that. I think people keep saying you're never going to miss a trade. Just get it now. But I had somebody, a good friend of mine, that I actually met through Twitter that just sent me a bunch of Bitcoin. Obviously not a full Bitcoin, but a good amount. So I've just been holding on to that. That's really about it. Got the EA at plus 600 DK. Ooh. KO? Yeah. Who do you think is the most underrated fighter at 155, 170, 185? Demir Ismagulov. I guess he's not underrated per se. He just doesn't fight enough. I think he just got into an accident recently, so he's rehabbing or injury or something like that. Yeah, it's kind of tough to tell just off the top of my head. If you throw some names out there, I'll probably, not in this state of mind. Jose Lopez is saying congrats. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Are you of Bengali descent? No, I am Punjabi. Close, I guess. Indian nonetheless. But no, I'm Punjabi. Are you fitting Jordanian's next fight? He should dominate Rojo. Short notice weight class lower, but Rojo was winning until the third. Yeah. It depends on the opponent. I like the kid. I think he's talented, but yeah, if somebody with better was in there, he probably would have gotten finished. I don't know. I like the kid again. I think he's talented, but I think stylistically speaking, you got to see how he does moving forward and who the opponents are. The match. If the UFC smart, they keep giving him strikers. Just go out there, have fun striking contests rather than getting grapple fucked, which is just kryptonite. So, Rib Lemons is saying, "What's going on?" He's Punjabi Carlos. Yes. How you score the JJ fight against Casey? That was a close fight. I just watched him one time through, and I could see round one going both ways. I thought Aldrich won round two. I think it was round two. But either way, I had it 2-1 Aldrich, but I remember one of those rounds being very close. I'd have to watch it again, though. And I saw that the heavy majority is on Casey's side. Northern Indian, yes. Punjabi. Bitcoin at 60K. Yeah, it's killing it right now. Are you locking in Yan against Sterling in the rematch? I'd have to see what's on the rest of the card. But yeah, if I get minus 250-ish on him, I'd have to do that. No worries, brother. My biggest bet of the night was on Cop. Ooh, 22 out of 22 media members. And anyone who's ever seen a fight had a 29-28 cap. How do they get rid of Chris Lee for starters? Yeah, I hear you. I had a cap rounds 2 and 3. I'm gonna watch round 3 just now. I just wanted to catch up on the chat here. Thank you, Harmon. Appreciate you stopping by. Sam Neat, Arman Sarukian, most underrated for me, showed out on short notice against Makachev. We all saw how good Makachev is. Yeah, you're right. That kid's a problem. By the way, I have one of these. They're like thermoses, water bottles that keep your water cold as fuck. I have another one of these, and I think I'm going to do a giveaway in the next couple of streams. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's hard to see in this type of light, but it's dope. My mother-in-law made it for me. It has the old school or the second iteration of the Lock of the Night logo. Shout out to my guy L Dub. I'm loving the new logo. I hope you guys are digging the new logo too. It's my avatar for Twitter and Instagram now. So if you guys want to go check that out, I got to get some merch made for that shit. But dope work. How did you score Kappa? Why is he struggling so bad? Feeling like him becoming a champion risen has really got to him. Maybe. Again, I thought he wanted the Nicolau fight. I'm going to watch the third round just now. We'll see. How do you feel about Bilal crying after the eye poke? A lot of people are making fun of him for him. Oh, shut up. I hate people that say that. Like, yeah, we know, true fans know what's up. That meant a lot to him. Yeah, tough one. Carlos Mendes, do you think Leon should get immediate title shot? Nah. Such a weird outcome. Yeah, no. I don't know who he should fight next. Let's see what the rankings say. I wouldn't mind Leon and Wonderboy, but I think that's a fight that Edwards has already turned down. Leon against Jorge, I wouldn't mind that. Leon against Burns for number one title shot, maybe, if Edwards wins. Edwards against Covington. Even Edwards against Chiesa, I wouldn't mind that. There's a bunch of fights out there for him, but I don't think he should get a title shot right away. Who do you see winning in these fantasy matchups? Till versus Izzy. I'd like Izzy there. Johnson versus Whitaker. Ooh. I think Johnson would probably knock him out. He's a lot bigger than him too. And then Lewis versus Blachowicz. I think Blachowicz could kind of pick him apart, take him down, stay away from the big strikes. But Lewis is a big, big man. Who do you think wins, Leon or Usman? Leon looked like a savage in round one last night. Yeah. I'm a big Usman guy, though. I think it's going to be tough to beat a guy like Usman. Unless Leon knocks him out, which I don't know is how big of a percentage I'd give that. But I like Usman. I think it's going to be hard to topple him. Sammy, who do you think is the next challenge to lose their belt and to who? Well, Sterling. If he fights Jan again, I think he loses it. So I don't have a lightweight champion. Usman holds his. I think Adesanya holds it down at middleweight. I kind of favor Glover against Jan, but Jan can knock him the fuck out too. And he's a high level black belt himself as well. But Glover's jiu-jitsu has been looking insane recently. Definitely some threat at 205 for Blovic. Stipe beats Ngannou. He might retire soon as well. Nunes, I think it's going to be hard to topple her. Wiley against Rose should be good, but I favor Wiley there. Yeah, nobody's going to beat Valentina. So I'd have to say, obviously, Sterling. And then Blachowicz. Like, I think Davison holds. I think Volkanovski holds. Askarov is a problem at flyweight, though. All right, Leon versus Wonderboy. I kind of lean Wonderboy there. I still think he has what it takes to make another shot. His striking is like, just ask fucking Jeff Neal. I mean, everybody was so high on Jeff Neal. Thoughts on Vittori versus Till? It seems like Till is already getting Vittori's head. I like Vittori early here. I haven't taped it obviously yet. Very tough fight to tape, and I always feel like I don't get the best grasp of Vittori, and I really want to shed that this time when I tape it. Really want to dig into him and figure out what kind of fighter he truly is. But yeah, that seems like a favorable matchup for Vittori. Till has to be the most overrated fighter. Yeah, he had a couple good wins, maybe a lucky bounce in that Wonderboy fight. All right, let me just watch this last round of Cop versus Nicolau. Give you guys my scorecard on it. Then I'll take a couple more questions and get out of here. So I had round one for Nicolau, round two for Cop. Let's see how that's the round one. I'm going to watch again. So already off the bat, Cop is kind of dictating the fight. He's the one kind of pushing forward, but neither of them are throwing any strikes. In play, Cop minus 500. Ooh, I wonder how many people took that. Because the tide truly seemed like it was turning. Even I was like, ooh, this round three, he could possibly get knocked out. So far, nothing other than a couple like leg kicks from Cop while pushing Nicolau backwards. Good little blitz from Nicolau. Body shot. Nice left hand from Nicolau. Body shot from Nicolau. Right hand from Nicolau. Cop misses. Cop misses again. Body shot from Nicolau. He's the one just being active. Like the last minute, maybe 45 seconds. Ooh, he got hit by a jab there. Takedown. Attempt. Stuffed by Cop. Nicolau on his back. Like aesthetically, that just doesn't look good in the judge's score or in the judge's eyes, right? To have Nicolau on his back like that. So almost halfway through the round, I do favor Cop right now. Ah, it's a close round. But Cop is pretty much the one always moving forward. Halfway through the round, I'm ever so slightly on the Cop side. Nice little inside kick from Nicolau. Returned by Cop. Body shot from Cop. Cop is the one throwing combinations. I'm not sure how many are landing. Nice kind of blitzing forward shot by Nicolau. Cop is throwing shots, but I don't know how many of them are like actually landing. Nice right hand from Cop. Like optically, it just doesn't look good for Nicolau. He got stuck with the jab there. Ooh, nice right hand from Nicolau. Fuck. This is actually closer than I remembered it. Like again, optically, it doesn't look good. That Cop is always the one with the center of the cage. But like I gotta see the statistics of this round, but I think Nicolaus landed more almost, but Cop might have thrown more. And again, it just doesn't look good that he's the one throwing shots. Nicolau is going for takedowns and keeps getting stuffed. Getting backed up. Oh, and big knee lands for Cop. Like Nicolaus throwing, he slipped there. Oh, he ate a big knee there. Eat more knees. Spinning back elbow from fucking Nicolau. But he's the one backing up, backing up. Cop lands a right hand on the exit. That's a Cop round. That's a Cop round. Oh, yeah, that's a Cop round. So yeah, I got lucky. I had a little money on Nicolau there. So I was kind of happy. All right, let's see. Where we left you guys off. Harmon is saying rumors of Usman Masvidal are tough. I hope they don't do that. Last round, Cobb started to slow down. Then Nicolau did very strong. I'm late, but congrats on leaving the job. Thank you, Sergeant Snuggles. I'll always remember you for that name. You deserve the win. Interesting. Is while you luck against Rose, I feel like there's a way better version of Andrade. And Rose has issues against pressure fighters. Yeah, but I wouldn't call her a lock. Like I need to see what the let me see what the rest of that card is. For me, like I'm being very conservative. Wiley. Oh, personal odds. I would rather lock up. I'd feel more comfortable with minus 380 on Shevchenko against Andrade than I would with minus 185 on Wiley against Rose. But let's see what the rest of that card shapes out to be. Minus it's UFC 261. Where did it go? Yeah, UFC 261, April 24th. The impactful knee in the third. Yeah, agreed. Nicolai's run well. Last one was Cop. More significant strikes and turn up last minute. Why do you think Conor gasses now? You went 3 strong rounds with Holloway, throwing spinning and techniques and everything. I think that one was that was a little bit more slow paced though, because he really implemented grappling into that fight. I personally don't think he has the best gas tank. Yeah, Cop won this fight. Yeah, right there. Conor up a weight class, that's why. In the judges' eyes, apparently that doesn't matter with blind judges. I'm all for employment opportunities, but everyone, but come on. Yeah. See the more gas at the end, I believe. Nicolau looked not too bad, not fighting for damn near 2 years. Yeah, you're right. He was off a big layoff too. I thought because he was depleting himself, he should guess faster at featherweight. Yes, Conor went up in weight. Seemed like his cardio took a bit of a dip. Sam using thoughts on Ryan Spann. Is he good or second off that bad? I don't think Spann is that good. I yeah, he's getting away with his power at certain points. Sirkunov, we know his durability issues. That's why I refrain from betting him and Tucker, because I'm like, they have chin issues and they're going up against guys that can crack. And all those stylistically and skill wise to completely outmatch them, that can still happen. This is MMA. So I will still fade Ryan Spann with the perfect person. I faded him with Johnny Walker KO. I think it was like plus 200 or something like that. Yeah. If you were John Jones, would you rather want to win next week? Stipe or Ngannou? I'd say Ngannou. I feel like that's the slightly easier fight. He just has to stay away from the big bomb. But the Stipe fight, like Stipe's getting up there in years. John could finesse him. You think JBJ becomes a heavyweight champ? I think it's a lot harder than people are thinking it's going to be. Like, remember the mythical beast that Adesanya was? Undefeated. John Jones is older, going up against bigger guys for the first time. Could get clipped, could get hurt. Nicola Girlfriend Punero at minus 187 against Headcase Marcos in 2 weeks is a steal. Just a note, I do follow Randa Marcos on Snapchat, and she has moved her camp down to Texas. She's been training at the Kevin Holland gym, Travis Luter's BJJ gym. So she's putting in some work. She knows this is her last shot. Usually she trains in, I think, like Windsor and Detroit. So she's really changing it up. Me too, Ad Walker, and looking back at that line was wild. Yeah, exactly. And I even called it. Like, I think I said on my podcast where I tweeted it. I'm like, he's going to knock him out by, Travis style elbows almost in that position. Because in Ryan Spann's fight against Alex Nicholson, he hurt him bad with that. He almost beat him too. And I don't recall if he beat him, but he hurt him bad. And Johnny Walker in that same situation, if you're struggling to take Johnny Walker down, he's going to put your lights out. I'm going to get out of here in a couple minutes. Ben, I hope they make Ige versus Zombie. That'll be a dope fight. That'll be a really good fight. I'd look forward to that. Thoughts on DePaulo last night? Yeah. Again, on my podcast, I picked DePaula, but then I watched one more fight of DePaula's during fight week, her Ariane Carnelosi fight. And it kind of was just clear to me, like, obviously she could be making improvements, but she shouldn't be this big of a favorite over a girl in Fry who's so experienced and has the ability to take her down. Thankfully, she did. Unfortunately for me, I didn't actually bet her. So that kind of sucks. Harmon is saying, do you see everyone trying to implement the takedown against Izzy now, kind of similar to the calf kicks against Connor? Well, a lot of people have tried to get him down. They just couldn't. This was his first fight at 205, right? Maybe the strength difference is huge there, and Blachowicz was successful because of that. Depends on how good of a wrestler he fights at middleweight. If Edwards versus Blau running back, what do you think the line is? Personally, I think it can get to minus 500, but that might be too much. Dude, all week I've been saying I think Bilal should have been minus 400. The only thing holding him back was that layoff. Now he has the layoff off of him. People saw he can still go out there and perform. Yeah, you're probably right. Minus 500. What do you think about Johnny Walker? Do you think he's legit? I think he just has knockout power. Like Krylov pretty much gave you the blueprint. Grapple fuck this guy, stay away from his big shots, and you're good to go. I think he'll always be entertaining and live for a knockout, but I don't know if he'll ever be champ. Ben Peak, even though I had a slight losing night last night, I had Ryan and Dan cashing for me. Both got knockouts in the first round. Yeah, Ryan Span. The one thing I'm actually confused about, he missed weight, right? I'm not sure if he re-weighed, but you shouldn't be allowed to have a bonus if you missed weight. Get it locked. Thank you, Tyson Jordan. Thank you. We'd love to see Sanahagen versus Joshua. I'm right there with you. I love that spot. That'll be a great fight. What happened to Yair versus Zabit? They pretty much disappeared from title contention. Yeah, Zabit just does not fight enough. Poor fucking guy. And then Yair, I think he's suspended because of his location bullshit. Thoughts on Eric Anders last night? Looked like a piece of stupidity. Brutal beef for me last night. Yeah. Well, that should have been a no contest anyway, so you should have your bet voided. But yeah, Anders looked good. Better than I thought he would have. Yeah, you got suspended by USADA. Yeah, I think it's only for like 6 months or something. Sanahagen versus TJ. I think we just don't know what kind of TJ we're getting. That's my concern. How different is he after the suspension? Can say what he wants about, like, I only use the EPO for this last fight, but he could have been using it for since he won the title. And if that's the case, I think Sandhagen is all natural, and you should be able to pick him apart if TJ can't keep up the pace. Why don't we see more South Asian fighters? I don't know, man. There's Arjun Buller. There was my guy Gary Mangat. He's in ONE FC right now. But we don't really have any good fighters. Great fighters, I should say. I want to bet Stipe because he's so much more technical. But I'm gonna just give a fuck about being more technical. I might just kill him. But he's the only other guy other than Derek Lewis. But even that Derek Lewis fight, he didn't throw anything against Lewis. But that's the only fight where somebody actually took the bombs of Ngannou and kept coming forward and finished him or beat him. So yeah, just by that thing alone, you gotta bet Stipe at dog odds. That's what I'm gonna do. He did reweigh. He was given an extra. Okay, makes sense. Then. Makes sense. Aldo versus Dominic Cruz. I'd like that fight. I'd really like that fight. I don't know who I'd pick, but that would be a great fight. I'm betting the house on Sanahagen. Nice. Rakic versus Blachowicz. We got. I lean Rakic, to be honest, but I'm big on him, so maybe I'm biased. But Blachowicz keeps proving people wrong. I think Blachowicz is always going to be the dog. Maybe not to Glover, but to most of his other opponents, I think he's always going to be dog. At least he rematches somebody that he's already beaten. Do you think Stipe would be motivated versus Ngannou? He's been there and done that. Yeah, but I think he's all about his legacy at this point. I think he's motivated to maybe go out there and finish him this time, make a statement. You see Derek Lewis versus Ngannou 2 goes any different than the first fight. I think they'd let it go this time. Derek Lewis had a bunch of back problems, and Ngannou was mentally scarred from the Stipe fight. I don't know. Yeah, I think Rakic a future champion, even though his style sucks. Yeah, he just wins. That's it. He just wins. It may not look pretty. All right, I'm going to get the fuck out of here. There were some other things I was going to talk about, but maybe I'll leave that for another one. Stay safe out there, people. There's some truly bad people in the world. Stay safe. All right. I'm going to start doing my breakdowns tomorrow. That should drop on the Patreon starting tomorrow. Shout out to anybody on the Patreon. And then I hope to release a podcast by Wednesday, I think. And then, 2-week notice. Then we're going to start to get ahead of the schedule. Monday drops nice and early. And then tomorrow I'm going to be doing the early bird special for UFC 260. So if you guys want to hop on at 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, doing a stream here, talking about UFC 260. So, I'm glad that you brought up Stipe. Take it easy, Harmon. Thank you. Killer G, love Blachowicz. About how awesome would it be for Old Man Glover stepping in sub. Yeah. I'd love to see Glover beat Blachowicz. Could you imagine 2021 Glover champion? All right, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Appreciate you guys stopping by. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 9 p.m.